The report by the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights has urged Myanmar's new government to address violations against the country's Muslim minority. The report says the Rohingya people have been denied basic rights, including health and education. Thousands have been forced to flee to neighboring countries after facing attacks from ultra-nationalist Buddhist groups. Myanmar's democracy leader, Aung San Suu Kyi, has been widely criticized for staying quiet about the persecution of Rohingyas. Well, joining us now from Geneva is Ravina Shamdasani. She is a spokeswoman for the UN Human Rights Office. Ravina, thanks so much for joining us. First, tell us a little bit more about this report. What does it reveal about the mistreatment of the Rohingya minority, and how might that equate to crimes against humanity that you've noted?
The report reveals that there is systemic and systematic discrimination against the Rohingya Muslim population and against other minorities in Myanmar. Now, what we mean by that is that this discrimination is entrenched in law. There are laws and policies that are designed to discriminate against these communities. The end result is that these people are denied their rights to education, their rights to health, their rights to safety and dignity. They are denied citizenship, which means that they fall outside the protection of the law. They are much more vulnerable to abuses by law enforcement officials. So the broad context is that there are these widespread violations against this community.
And now, it didn't go unnoticed in the run-up to the election in Myanmar that the Rohingya issue was largely ignored by all contenders. So what kind of action can you expect this new government to take if defending these minorities is actually politically unpopular?
No, indeed, the new government has inherited this issue, this very serious issue, along with all the complications that come with it. We're talking about decades of entrenched discrimination, and it's not going to be easy for them to reverse this, particularly given that there are many, hardline Buddhist organizations that are inciting people to hatred against these very communities. However, this report puts forward a number of recommendations which are easy fixes that they can start with, short-term solutions, while a longer-term solution is worked out in consultation with these communities. And so far, we have received a very constructive response from the government to this report. They have said that this issue will be a priority for them.
That's encouraging, at least. But what might be the consequences if Myanmar's leaders simply ignore the plight of the Rohingya because they might not want to pay the political cost?
No, as I said, it is a very difficult political issue for them, and we do understand that. However, there have already been some concrete steps that have been taken, which is why we are encouraged. It's not just the political rhetoric that we have received that's encouraging. For example, a ministry has been created that is dedicated to ethnic affairs. This is a first step. And the government has also put forward plans for a national peace conference. Again, a very positive step. Of course, we are looking forward to the concrete implementation of measures by these new mechanisms. And we stand ready to support the government in this endeavor.
Okay, encouraging to hear. Ravina Shamdasani, thank you so much for joining us.